Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is staying warm. We're going to try to get through this podcast rather quickly because I have all three of the kids at home. It's too cold here in Michigan to go to school for the next 3 days, but the business doesn't stop. And so we're going to fit in this podcast as uninterrupted as possible. But if you're following me on social media, which you should be, so go over to Instagram. I also am back on TikTok, but hey, at inspirerrn.com, come and follow me. I posted on there the other day that I had updated my digital product cheat sheet, which if you don't know, is a free resource that you can download that's going to help get you kicked off into not having any idea what you want to teach or do, but knowing that you want to create something. It's going to help you go from point A to point B. It's going to teach you the who, what, where, and how of building a digital product. And then I updated it so that now it has the foundation and basics that you need to check off in order for you to actually launch your business and start selling your product. All of that is included for free. So I will leave a link in the show notes for you to be able to go and download it. But today I wanted to share with you the tools that I use, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the check marks of launching your business that I put in the digital product cheat sheet. But I want to explain those a little bit better. So if this is your first time here, hello, my name is Kate Avery. Welcome to the Inspire RN podcast. A little bit about myself. I have been a nurse for a little over 10 years now. I'm a mother to 3 little ones under the age of 8. I'm a wife, I'm a business coach, I'm an MP student. I am all of the things. But a couple of years ago, I kind of started questioning why I felt so misaligned and so jaded in my nursing career. And it led me to this whole journey. So tons of digital courses, tons of self-help books. And then I just felt a need to share it all with you. So I created this podcast, I created this business, and now I help fellow healthcare professionals take their passions and pivot them into a digital product that will give them more income, more freedom, more flexibility, all of the things that you're desiring. And I help guide you in my membership. So it launches every 4 months. It is a hand-holding, which is what I needed so much when I first started, experience where we really go through the framework and the steps that you need to take in order to launch a digital product. And then I am here to support you along your journey and learning all of the things, because from healthcare to online business, it is a whole new world, just to say. So let's dive in. So the hardest part for me was when I first started taking these courses and learning about online business. And all of these people were multi-million-dollar companies. And so they really didn't see a problem with hey, use this webinar service that is $500 a month. No, I'm just starting. I haven't even made any money. I don't have a budget for a $500 webinar service. So I am sharing with you all of the beginner investments that I made that have really changed my business. And it's really all you need for at least the first year until you start really starting to create more income. So I'm going to go in a couple of steps. You should follow the steps. It makes sense if you do it this way. You can do it however you want. It really doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. Step number 1 is going to be picking out what your brand name is. You've gone through and you've created the who, what, where, how, why episode. I'll link it for you. But anyways, you've figured all that out. And so now you need to name your business brand, however you want it to be. It doesn't have to be difficult. Usually what I say is name it associated with kind of what you're doing, so that people associate you with what the problem is that you're solving. But you can name it whatever you want. There's really no rules. You can follow your own rules. Name your brand. Then you're going to go on and you're going to create a social media. I am very comfortable with Instagram, so that's where I'm usually most present. But create your social media with where your audience hangs out. So if you are more comfortable with TikTok and that's where your audience is, then create a TikTok. Go on YouTube. There's tons of different platforms that you can branch out to eventually, but for the first time, I want you to pick one, and focus on it. When you're doing your social media, really in the beginning, what you want to do is tell your story, get people to relate to you, build that audience and that trust, and then get them to be engaging. This is something that I totally blew by and am now paying the price, because now I'm going back and trying to get engagement out of my small following, and there's no engagement there because I didn't build the trust, I didn't build the relationships. So I am giving you this advice from my mistakes. So as always, what do I say? Don't be a Kate, learn from me. So build that engagement, build that relationship. And those are going to be the people who are going to be wanting to buy from you, who are like searching for your products. Take the time. Sometimes this can be really quick for some people. Sometimes this takes a long time, but trust the process and stay consistent with it. Stay consistent with posting, stay in your stories. There are tons of accounts out there, especially on Instagram, that will teach you and give you tips absolutely for free. But those are my tips. Build the relationships, get the engagement. Learn from me, don't be a Kate. Step number 2 is kind of a two-parter. So you want an email list. In order to do that, you need to get an email service provider. I personally use Kit. I like Kit. If you have been in the game for a long time, it's ConvertKit, but they changed their name. Anyways, they're great for first timers because the platform is free for up to 10,000 subscribers. That might take you a while to get to. I am not at that. So you have the availability to have all of their tools. I guess within reason, there are some things that are like segmenting, and that's like in depth. But for a beginner who's just learning to build their list, ConvertKit's great, free. The second part is that you want to have a personalized email list or an email. So you don't want it to be like, Kate at gmail.com. No one's going to open that. You're going to get right into the spam folder. So what you want is to have something where it's Kate at inspirern.com. I use Google Workspace. Because I'm just used to Google, I have Gmails personally, and then in the other businesses that I've used, we've always used Gmail. I'm familiar with the platform. I know how to use the Drive. I know how to use the calendar, all the tools. Workspace for me is $18 a month. When I priced it out for the purpose of this video, it was only $7.20. So play with that, but I personally get charged $18 a month. So just keep that in mind. That's what I used for the grand total. Those two are going to be, after you build your audience a little bit, are going to be your main focus. The reasoning behind having an email list is because you do not own your social media. TikTok, okay? You don't want to get stuck with this huge following of thousands of people and then everything go down, or your account gets swiped, or whatever the reasoning, and you have nothing to fall back on. Your audience is gone. You're at 0.0 again. So once you start to build that engagement, your next job is to move those people from that media platform onto your email list. Your email list is something that you own. You can contact those people at any time. You can download the list periodically so that you have them stored on your computer. This is not personal information. This is only emails, maybe a first name, maybe a last name if you really need it. I don't ask people for their last names. But this is a way that you can reach your audience if their Armageddon comes, okay? The other thing about this is that you have the potential to convert more out of your email list than you do like cold social media. People are on your email list because they want to be on your email list. People follow you on social media because they like to see what you're posting. It doesn't necessarily mean that they want to work with you or they want a piece of you. They just get entertainment sometimes. So having your email list, they've already taken an additional step. They're already committed. And so when you go to the point where you're selling to people, your conversions are going to be a little bit higher. So just remember all of those things when you start to build out your business. Okay, step number 3 is going to be creating a way for people to pay you. So once you have created your social media, you have relationships with people, you have engagement, and now you're starting to convert them over into an email list, you need a way for them to pay you. And so I have 2 options for you. One is to create a stand store. Stand store is amazing. I have used them in the past. They are $29 a month and you get a 14-day free trial. Stand store is really nice for a beginner because you don't have to have a website. You can, link your stand store in your social media, and then from there you can list all of your products and it comes with a landing page, or you can start to convert onto your email list with your freebie, or just simply like, hey, sign up for my email list. It doesn't have to be complicated. But that is why I love Stand Store for your very first kind of like selling platform. I currently use Checkout, same price, it's $29 a month. But Checkout is not like a standalone. Checkout is links that go into a landing page. So on my website, I will have like a button, work with me, or sign up for the membership, or grab this freebie. And when you click on that link, it's going to take you to the landing page, which has everything already set up for you so that you can buy or sign up or do whatever. But all of that is integrated into that selling platform. If you have or choose that, then you need a website. Websites can run you, they can be kind of pricey. So when I looked at it, I think it was like 100, 120, and these are for like build your own websites. Now, building your website is not as hard as you might think it is, but it is time consuming. And when you're first starting, you don't really have that extra time because I'm sure you're working another full-time job or you have your kids to take care of. So you don't have the extra time to like throw into a web page. And don't get in the trap of feeling like you have to build a web page. Did that, wasted a lot of time. It wasn't necessary. Could use my time elsewhere. Again, don't be a Kate, learn from me. So if you choose to go that route and build your website, like you feel like you need it so badly, then you're going to want something like a checkout page. You can also still use a stand store. You don't have to change your selling platform. But just so that you know, you don't need a website with a stand store. So it's beneficial in the very beginning. Second kind of part of this is that when you buy your personal email address, you can do this one of two ways. You really want to grab your domain right at that time. Again, I have made the mistake of not keeping a domain. And then when I decided that I wanted to put time and effort into the company, the domain had been bought already. And so here I am with an Instagram with a name, a personal email address, and I don't own the domain anymore. So that's going to look really funny when I go to try to create a new website and it's a completely different name. So when you buy that personal email address, with Google, you can buy the domain for $12. If you decide to go the website route, you can buy the domain obviously at that time. I personally use Bluehost and WordPress.org for my own website. It's actually very easy to build your website in that manner, but it's $25 with them. And usually that first time that you do buy your like planning whatever website, there's different forms because there's different needs for a website, but just the basics is really all you need for right now. And they'll give you discounts, like it'll be heavily discounted that first time. So just keep that in mind if you decide to go that route. And then my very final number 4 step, you need a way to create your digital product. So I really don't know anyone who does not use Canva. Canva is a website, a software that just has a plethora of digital products. You can do anything from logos, background banners for your YouTube channel. There's a plethora of templates for everything. So you're never really creating from scratch if you don't want to in Canva. Canva, for a year subscription of Pro, which just allows you to have one person. So if you're going to have a team or a group of people, it would be more expensive. But just for one person, it's $119 a year, which is great because you get access to all the templates, all the stock photos. It's awesome. Actually, on my Instagram, my link in the bio is a Canva website that I created and put all the links to all my checkout pages. So that's essentially what your stand store would do for you, or if you want to go the other route, you can. But anyways, those are all of the things and tools that you need to invest in to launch your business and get moving. If at very, very, very basic, today you start your company, all you really need is a Canva Pro subscription, which if you want to pay a month, it's $15 a month, and a social media. So you can start creating your digital product right now for $15. If you decide to do everything that I've suggested today, it is under 200. So you can set that aside or build up to that. It's under 200 and it only took me 2 hours to set up all of these things. Now I've done it before a couple of times. So give or take, if you could set aside an hour, you could have all of this set up in a couple of days. So those are my tools. As a side note, on Instagram, go over there, follow me. I have a new series, which is telling the story of my very first course I bought and the lessons that I learned through that course and that business adventure. And it's going to ultimately end with showing you that you need to create a support system. So whether you sign up for a mentorship with someone, you sign up for my membership, whoever you feel called to, build yourself a system. Because if you are like me and you are a healthcare professional and you are pivoting into this new world, this is a whole new degree. These are things that you've never done before. And it may seem really simple in the beginning, which you'll notice when I go through my series and I talk about it. I felt like it was so easy and this was the answer to everything. But I did not have the mindset and I did not have the support I needed to be able to keep going and kind of deal with those hiccups that come along the way. So that is all I have to share with you today on this very cold, brisk day. I hope that you guys have a great week. And again, it's the beginning of the year. Don't wait another year. If you have an idea, get curious, start exploring, start searching, and you can do anything that you want to. So, all right, I'll see you guys all next week. Have a good one.